love being pampered and taken care of and spoiled.
I don't think they'll reckon I should take a sign. Why, it's me.
It was like witnessing the final stages of a beauty contest. In fact, it was the glitzy announcement of the Australian netball team to play the Kiwis in the upcoming Test series. A few years ago, there would have been no such razzmatazz for a sport that had little media coverage, small crowds, and virtually no credibility.
I blame ourselves a lot, I suppose, because we perhaps we were so busy doing what we do best, which was in fact organising thousands of players to play netball, that we perhaps didn't have the time to get out there and promote ourselves. But suddenly it's all happened, and it's just sensational. It's great.
Australia leads 53-52.
Netball has made giant steps forward. The watershed, the World Championships in Sydney last year.
Dalwood,
Now that's
Jenke,
hero material. 10 seconds. Timekeeper's up. Yes.
Wilson, that's it.
Australia.
In one of the most fiercely contested battles ever staged by any sporting code, the Aussies got up by a goal and the Cinderella sport came of age on national television.
I just want to scream. Tell me something that could feel better. Nothing.
Particularly men, you know, I mean, the memories they've got of netball are what they saw at school or when they would go to the local courts to, you know, check out legs and things. And all of a sudden, I mean, any sport at the elite level is totally different to what you see at the local courts on a Saturday. So I think, you know, they were finally exposed to that. It was in their living rooms, you know, staring them at the face. They couldn't help but notice.
Suddenly, that so-called sissy sport had forged a national identity. Netballers went from nobodies to celebrities.
But we've been nominated for lots of awards, which is fantastic finally to have netball up there with cricket and with football. And we want to win one now, that's the main thing.
One of the corporate sponsors who had jumped on the netball wagon before the championships was the oil giant Mobil, a $750,000 sponsorship package over 3 years. Some regarded it as a risk. Mobil was sure it was on a winner.
In my view, it's absolutely scandal-free. Some sports have images associated with them are just undesirable. So for us, we're associated with a sport which is well organised, played by millions throughout Australia, literally, and is absolutely free of any problems at this particular time.
No steroids, no sex scandals, that pure image. But netball is not above using its feminine wiles to turn heads and fill stadiums. In the Mobil Super League series, the Adelaide Contacts team did away with conventional pleated skirts and went for body-hugging lycra. And they were upfront about their reasons.
It wasn't something we were looking at, it's just what people from the sidelines have said, that it looks a little bit more sexy than the old pleated skirt. Is that the way netball's going, do you think, selling itself in that way? We've got to sell ourselves somehow. It is growing all the time, and I guess whatever we can do to sell the sport has to be done. So
something is certainly working. Another corporate heavyweight, Kimberly Clark, has thrown in more dollars to sponsor next month's Kleenex Cup against New Zealand. It's backing that female consumers will show their appreciation with their shopping dollars.
We would like to be involved on a long-term basis. We see an exciting growth opportunity in netball over the next few years, and we would love to be associated with that.
Think of your concentration. Think of disciplining your mind and staying in there. Okay, and remember, guard yourself the whole time, even if the ball's at the other end, and let your skills loose.
Now the pressure's on the Australian team to keep performing. It's an unpaid labour of love, but these girls approach a big match with the same ferocity as highly rewarded athletes.
Of course, now every time they step on the court, they're seen as number one in the world, and that's what I see them as, so that it's the consistent champions that I'm looking for. So every time they go on, it's got to be a personal best for them and a personal best for the team.
By the way, the coach is not concerned about males treading on their territory.
It's great, I've seen them. They've got tremendous skills, lots of spring, and they're that much stronger than us, but they probably haven't got the brains and finesse yet.
In 12 months, netball has elbowed its way into the spotlight and centre stage, and those Cinderellas are having a ball.
It certainly grabbed their attention. They're now sitting up and taking notice. I mean, you now say, oh, I play netball. Oh, I know what that is, whereas before it'd be like, oh yeah, basketball or volleyball. But now they really know what we're talking about.